So there's a member of staff who's walking up the cabin and they are going to check our temperature, and we need to give them our white piece of paper which basically says where we're going and what we're doing.
We're the Indie Projects, Bee and Theo, and with our cat Ginjey Bear, we're driving around the world in our beautiful self-built Sprinter van. For the last 6 years, we have driven over 100,000 miles around Europe, exploring all the way up to the Arctic Circle in Norway. Follow us as we adapt to life's ever-changing challenges during the pandemic that's sweeping the world. Please subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Good morning everyone, welcome back to our YouTube video channel. I can't talk today.
It's super early in the morning, we're both knackered. The van is an absolute state, there's stuff everywhere as you can see in this shot.
The bed, I've got a neat pile of just all of our stuff together.
And behind this camera there's like just stuff all over the countertop. It's not a pretty sight, but we are stoked because in like half an hour we are off. We are hitting the road.
And the reason why there's so much stuff in here, it would normally be in the boot, but obviously we've had to leave that empty because we've been stockpiling stuff basically whilst we've been staying in the house in preparation for this project that we've got coming up. So we've had to leave the boot totally empty, or garage.
It's a big project and we just wanted to take stuff that we couldn't get over there.
Or easily go over there, definitely. So what we need to do now is, all we need to do is just pack up the garage and then we're on the road.
Exciting times.
Are you ready?
Oh, I'm so ready. I've been waiting for this moment for like 4 months and we have a completely empty garage apart from some sleeping bags.
Apart from the things that are in there.
No, it's fairly empty. There's a lot of space, but we've got to get all of this from the house garage into the van garage.
Have you taken the seat off the bike?
I've taken the seat off. I've got to twist the handlebars and I've got to take the front wheel off.
And then is that
the bike goes this side near the batteries.
Everything's on that side.
And then everything else, we've got all of this side and a bit of where the bike is.
And a bit. Right, we better go.
We should be okay.
I'm just going to film you putting the boxes in. Okay, I'm going to have the easy job. Always need a ginger cat to help oversee the packing of the van. So with the bike in, there's actually still a ton of room, which is fantastic because everything else has got to fit in here. So let's get packing.
You got your mama's sunshine, you got your daddy's rain. You're like a piece of heaven in a hurricane. And it's bubbling over like sweet champagne. You got your mama's sunshine, you got your daddy's rain.
I've had to take my jumper off because it's like a massive game of Tetris and it's really warm under the garage. But this is what we're excited about. We have a pizza oven. That's literally it.
That's it?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
We've filled a whole house garage into a van garage and we still have a little bit of space left.
The final piece actually is Ginjey Bear. We need to find her.
Yeah, she will just slot in nicely at the end. I'm so stoked. Let's hit the road. Ginjey's back just in time. She knows we're going. Look at the state of that van.
I know. So we're now on the road, we've done it, the Tetris boot is filled, and I think we've got about 200 miles.
200 miles.
200 miles to go today. That's our destination end goal, and it's going to take about 3 to 4 hours. We've already stopped once just to stretch our legs. And Ginjey's on my lap.
That woman, she got a hold on me. She's the warmth of the summer, the color of spring. She's the strongest wind, the calmest breeze.
So we just arrived at our destination and this is not our final destination. We have a really long journey ahead of us, but we're very excited. We're also very tired. And if you're wondering where we are, we're at the port in Portsmouth, about to board the first ferry from the UK to Spain since lockdown began. So we are parked up in the queue for the ferry and there's definitely a certain kind of energy Everyone wants to be here on time. No one wants to miss this ferry because this is the first one to Spain, and I think everyone's very, very excited.
These are your boarding card and cabin keys there.
Brilliant.
2 white bits of paper need to be filled out before you get to Santander because they're going to want them on the other side when you get off.
All right.
When you're parked on the deck, make sure you stay in your vehicle till they tell you to move. It's going to be like a colour-coded system, all right?
Cool.
No worries, they'll show you what lane you're
Brilliant,
in.
thank you.
So that took about an hour just to get through check-in, and it's quite interesting because obviously even though the ferry is now up and running, this is the first one, like Theo said, social distancing and all special measures are still in place. So they gave us this together and protected card, which basically says that it's best if you stay in your cabin when you're on the ferry. There's fresh air that goes into your room, so because I know that I thought they just circulated the air inside, which is a bit stupid, but anyway, whatever, don't shoot me. And just loads of different things like that, so that's really interesting. And also we've got some paperwork that we have to fill out by the time we get off in Santander, which we have to hand in when we get to Spain.
Does anyone else have a cat who gets themselves in the most awkward situations and pretends like it's really comfortable? To be honest, I think she's just guarding the chocolates here. Every time I get out the van, you steal my seat. This is not acceptable, Ginge.
She really wants to drive to Spain. That's what she wants.
You want to drive us there? You're going to be all alone for quite a while, but you'll be fine because this is your home and you got plenty of food and plenty of drink.
She'll love some time away from us.
Yeah, you probably love the time away from us. You've been stuck with us now for like 4 months solid. So a lot of you guys are probably wondering where Ginjey goes on the ferry, and most of the time there is pet cabins, and she's been in a pet cabin before, but it means taking her out the van, taking her into a new environment that she's not used to. And on this ferry they let you just keep your animals in the van, and as the van is her home, she's super comfortable. She's got a Hessian sack, she's got loads of treats, loads of food, loads of water, and she'll be fine overnight, and then we'll catch up with her in the morning. When I said that Ginjey had stolen my seat, I wasn't messing around. She literally won't move, and I've got to go through security looking like this.
Ginjey,
at the moment I look very suspicious. And this little cat is so cozy. I'm not actually sitting on her, but I am close. She'd tell me off if I was sitting on her. Ginjey, you need to move. Come on, Ginjey. We're about to get on the ferry. Come on. I know. I know. I love you.
Oh, she's angry.
I love you. Hello, how you doing? See ya. So that was Susie, who we met up with in really far north in Norway. Yeah, by Senja. By Senja. Oh, that's really nice to see her. Hopefully we'll catch up on the ferry.
I can't believe we're on the same ferry as her. The time has come. We're finally getting on. I can see the ocean. This is so exciting.
That woman, she got a hold on me. She's a mighty river, mountain stream.
So the van's parked up, Ginjey's ready and comfortable and fed, and now we're going to go straight to our room. Obviously, like we said before, we have to wear masks when we're inside the ferry constantly, apart from in our room. But I thought it was going to be a lot emptier, but there's a lot of people about. I guess it's hard to tell whether it is more empty, but I imagine it is. So we're on the boat and we're just trying to find our room now. You have to go straight to your room, you have to wear a mask, and you have to sanitize your hands immediately when you get on the boat, which is really good.
Usually we get lost in the labyrinth. Yeah, 5254. Perfect.
And we're in. That was easy. Home for the night.
I'm like, where's the other bed? It's in the roof.
So now I'm in the room, I can take the mask off, which is nice. It's a tiny little room. I must confess, this ferry was very expensive and very difficult to actually book. It set us back nearly £700, which is, it's a lot of money for a one-way ticket.
Man, it's so good to actually be on this boat. We never thought it was even going to happen, it just kept getting cancelled, so... breathing the biggest sigh of relief right now.
So this is actually the third time that we had to book the ferry, and the reason being is because Spain kept changing when they were going to open their borders. Originally it was meant to be the 15th of June, and then it changed to the 22nd of June, and then 2 hours later they went back on that idea and changed it a couple of days later to the 24th of June, I believe. So it was all of a bit of a nightmare, and we kept rebooking the ferries because the ferries getting cancelled, because obviously if you run the ferry on the 15th or the 22nd, well, they're just going to get cancelled and you're going to lose your spot. So we booked on for the 30th of June, and the Portuguese and the Spanish border is meant to open on the 1st of July, which is when we arrive in Spain. So that's perfect timing to cross the border into Portugal. But I tell you what, it was a nightmare, and the prices kept going up. I don't know why the prices kept going up. I guess it's peak season, but we just had to do it because driving through France with all of our materials that we've got in the van for the project is not ideal. It's a really, really long drive. It's not going to be economical. So this is our favourite way to travel to our land.
Welcome to my kitchen. You know, I love to show you guys healthy food to eat on the road, and I cook up some culinary delights. Well, today, bring a little travel kettle with you because it means that we can have our own
Pot
noodles. Because the food on board the ferry is quite expensive, and also because it's pandemic life, it's actually not the same as it normally is, so they're advising everyone to stay in their room, so it's a lot easier to just make our own meals with a kettle. So this is its first outing. It also came with some little mugs, which is very handy, and I've just remembered that I left all of our cutlery in the van, so it's going to be really fun drinking pot noodles. So let's give it a whirl.
So I was just thinking, if you do go to one of the restaurants or the bars, how are you going to drink a pint or have your food with a mask on? Might be a little bit awkward.
Maybe they make you take it to your bedroom or just slurp it through the mask. Now, how does this work?
If you can't figure out how to use a kettle,
I've done it.
there's something
I'm
wrong.
doing a test run first because, you know, when you get like a new thing and the first thing you use it in,
It will
tastes
just
like
taste of
plastic.
plastic.
Yeah, so I'm doing that. And then we can have dinner. I don't even know what time it is, but I feel like I've been up for 65 million hours. Oh,
This
making
is
a noise.
pandemic boat life. We're still figuring it out.
So we've used our brains and remembered that I got some like ready-made cereal things for the morning. And you know how they always come with spoons or cutlery? Well, these ones came with spoons that look like this, and then you do this. So that's going to be really easy to eat noodles with.
I literally could have just folded up some cardboard and it would be the same.
At least it's like kind of waterproof. But yeah, this is going to be interesting. And then I think we're going to hit the hack.
And
I'm
then
going to say
tomorrow-
hay and sack at the same time.
Tomorrow, when we reuse these for our breakfast,
So it'll
it's
taste
going to be
like
like
noodles.
breakfast noodles.
So yeah, get off to a flying start.
Just finished the pot noodle. It was alright. It was interesting with that kind of cardboard spoon, but it's time to get the bed out. Woo!
Oh.
Max 150 kgs.
Oh no, you're not going to be able to sleep in it.
Lockdown's been tough, I tell you that. Let's hope this stays up.
Oh, do you need this little ladder here?
Don't need that ladder,
Yeah,
mate.
you do. Oh my god. Oh, wow. I think you need the ladder.
Made it!
You've broken the bed with your big booty. You should have used the ladder because that sounded awful.
I'm currently tucked up in bed, got a nice little bit of wall art down there, and it is only like nearly 5 to 7 at night,
Is that it?
and we're going to bed because There's no internet, so there's not much else to do, to be honest. I'm going to listen to a podcast and fall asleep. So fingers crossed this is a smooth crossing, because the Bay of Biscay is one of the worst crossings in the world. So it gets pretty bad. Good night, Bay.
Good night guys. Fingers crossed for a smooth one. I'm about to sleep for 15 hours. I'm just packing up the last bits. We're nearly actually time to get off the boat. We've done some editing, slept for 25,000 hours and had showers, which is always a benefit of staying on a boat.
Why are you wearing a mask in the room?
Because my skin has broken out so bad, and you know what? I just didn't want my face looking awful on the internet, so I'm wearing a mask. I can get away with it. It's pandemic. So yeah, that's that. But yeah, we don't have much to tidy away, so it's been a very smooth crossing as well, which is great, because we've actually done this crossing how many times? Like
too many to remember.
Quite a few crossings. The first one was the worst ever, and this one was so smooth, which is great because obviously Ginjey's in the van and I wanted her to be comfortable, so that's good.
So as it's nearly time to get off the boat, I thought I'd take you guys on a little adventure and actually just have a look outside so you can see the actual ocean, because we've not seen it yet because we don't have a window in our cabin. I'm just sitting on a bench looking at the sea, and I can just about see the land approaching, so we can't be far now. It's been about 24 hours. It's a long ferry ride, overnight and the whole day as well, but it's been a pleasure. This route is usually crazy windy, very stormy, but today it's been a pleasure to travel. And there we have it. You can see land on the horizon. Just over there, that's Spain. And we're going to arrive probably in the next hour.
Right, they've just announced that we can go down to our deck. They're doing it deck by deck to make sure everyone's not rushed at the same time, and they're going to check our temperatures before we can actually get to the van.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will shortly be arriving in Santander. We hope you have a pleasant crossing. Please wait for instructions from the crew before leaving your cabin and disembarking.
She's very happy for us to be back. She's probably ready for a soup, that's all it is. Oh, look at that!
So there's a member of staff who's walking up the cabin, and they are going to check our temperature, and we need to give them our white piece of paper which basically says where we're going and what we're doing.
37.7. So normally it's 37 and 5. So I need to put this sticker on the windscreen.
Okay.
And in the Spain, just after the terminal, perhaps there will be a second control. Okay?
37.7?
So we just had our temperature checked, and B was 37.1.
Yeah.
And I'm 37.7. And if you're over 37.5, then they have to have a second screening. I don't know why I'm 37.7. Is that ill? I don't know.
Who knows? Hopefully not. Maybe you're just warm because you've been sitting in the car with a mask on.
Yeah, I mean, I am warm with this mask, but fingers crossed we can get through.
We can take our masks off and cool down with the windows shut. Crazy.
They are messing around, aren't they?
Are you carrying any weapon?
No.
Did you have something or something?
Yeah, they need to check our temperature again.
Sorry?
They need to check our temperature.
You have to check it.
Yes.
So it seems so far that no one really knows what's happening. There's a lot going on, there's a lot of confusion. We're just waiting now for a secondary health check, because the first one, you're wearing your mask on the boat and you're really warm anyway, so fingers crossed that's why my temperature's a little bit higher, and hopefully we pass this and we can be on our way. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit nervous because I don't know what's gonna happen. All good?
Yeah, mine was 36. 36?
Brilliant. 36 and 36. We're in. Let's do this.
We might have to show our passports so we're still not out of the woods yet. They were really nice in there.
Oh, the doctor was lovely, wasn't it?
Really nice.
Such good English. And
To say that wasn't stressful would be an understatement, even though we knew. Well, obviously we don't 100% know, no one knows, but we didn't have any signs. We've been socially distancing for months. It was just suddenly like, oh my gosh, we've come all this way, and now Theo's got a temperature, but we both got our temperatures checked again and they were both 36. So it must have just been a combination of moving around in the boat with masks on, then getting in the van and then sitting for ages. It was getting quite warm. But now we're on the move. So I've never seen Theo this happy, look.
we flipping did it. We made it. We're in Spain. We're over the border. I'm stoked. The doctor was a legend. He was really kind, really nice. And we're here, like, I was doing all the meditation, all the breathing techniques to get my temperature down, and apparently it went from 37.7 to 36, and like I was saying, I don't think that's what happened at all. I think the devices that they use, so the device that the doctor had looked a lot better quality than the device the person on the actual ship had.
Yeah.
And that's what I was saying, like some little plasticky thing off the shelf is not going to be that accurate.
Speed bump.
So, whoa. But yeah, I'm so stoked. We still got a long journey ahead of us into the night and into the day tomorrow, but we did it.
You got your mama's sunshine, you got your daddy's rain. You're like a piece of heaven in a hurricane. It's bubbling over.
So it's 10 AM, it's already getting really hot. You've got to start the days early here, but we are back on our plot of land here in Portugal. You might recognise our caravan that we did the winter before last, and it's so nice to be back here. We've got a lot of stuff to do, and in fact, a massive project that we're going to show you now.
So this project right behind me is one that me and Bee both wanted to get started with as soon as we bought our land here in Portugal, and we've just never had the time. And due to the pandemic, now we have got time to tackle this rather big project. This is our stone barn, and as you can see, there's lots of stuff grown up around it. They had a lot of rain here in the winter and a really hot spurt at the beginning of the summer, so everything's grown up, as you can see. But this is the project that we are going to be tackling, and we are going to show every step of the process along the way, turning this into an old stone barn into our beautiful new home. This is like the unveiling of a supercar.
It is a supercar actually. I don't know why I'm laughing.
The good old VW Passat.
Absolute beast.
This thing is a monster.
Hopefully nothing's moved in whilst we've been gone. Does it smell like
Doesn't
death?
smell too bad.
Really?
Not too bad. I don't think there's any rats living in there.
Oh,
So
good.
that is a good start. Locate the battery.
I'm amazed that a wasp's nest hasn't been made in here, to be fair.
Oh no.
They love the horse box.
Just connect the terminals on the battery and then she should fire straight up. Fingers crossed. The moment of truth. We've got power. We have power. So sweet. This car is a legend.
So tell them what this car's going to become.
This car is going to become a tractor. I've actually brought a tow bar over from England. Top up washer fluid. I don't think we'll be needing that. We are going to fit a tow bar, and then we're basically going to move our horse box trailer that's over there, and we're going to turn that into a workshop so that we can have somewhere to work for the barn and keep all of our tools safe and everything. And then yeah, this is just going to be pulling stuff up and down the land, and basically a tractor.
Because we want to get a truck, don't we?
Yeah, we want to get a truck because the MOT and whatnot's run out on this, so we can't drive this on the road.
Me and Theo are mega excited to finally get started on this cottage barn conversion, because we've been wanting to do it for years, but we decided originally that we weren't going to do it until we got back from North America, but obviously that's changed.
And it's not just us who are excited. I know you guys are excited as well, because we get so many questions and people saying, when are you going to convert the barn? When are you going to get on with it? And like I said before, we wanted to get on with it as soon as we bought the land, but we just didn't have the time. And now we have the luxury of time to really do a cracking job on the barn. And don't worry, Canada is not cancelled.
No, we're still going to go.
The States is not cancelled. We are still going to drive around the world. It's just been put on hold because the borders aren't open over there. We can't get travel insurance. The shipping company isn't shipping right now, and we were stuck in limbo in the UK without much to do. So we thought, you know what, let's crack on with this project.
Yeah, whilst we've got this project to do, it makes sense to get on with it, and we really didn't want to risk going all the way to Canada if they did open the borders and you couldn't travel the way that you normally could. It would just not be the kind of experience that we'd had planned. So it is going to happen. That's not over.
And we kind of missed the time window of when we were going to go. We were meant to travel like 3 months ago, and we wanted to go and do Newfoundland and Labrador, Newfoundland and Labrador first, and there's lots of really remote communities that we want to travel to, and they're not going to be welcoming us into their communities right now, which is understandable.
Yeah.
So, you know, we don't want to miss them places. We don't want to have to miss certain areas because of this. So we will do it, and we will do it right.
Yeah, so stay tuned for our barn conversion. It's going to be great. It's going to be a challenge in this summer heat. It's probably the worst time of year to be doing any kind of barn conversion, but this is just the cards we've been dealt.
Yeah, we'll make the most of it, and we're going to get it done, and it's going to be incredible. Like, this has been a dream of mine since I've been a kid, like build your own home basically. So it's going to be amazing, and like Bee said, we're going to bring you guys along with us for the journey, however hot it is.